last week. I kept the pen in my hand whilst we recorded.
The entire episode?
I think I have to do it every week now because it felt great. I had something to point with, I had something to think with, and something to gesture with.
That's incredible.
You
could do that with the glasses, too. Like,
yeah,
gesturing with glasses is a power move.
You could do it with a pistol.
That's a different type of power move.
Perchance.
Let me see your glasses for a second. I'm not going to put them on, but I'm just saying, like, look. You get them open.
Yeah.
And you start doing, like, the pointing.
Yep.
And it's like a...
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
It's an incredible thing.
Or like in my case, if I'm like in front of some ladies, the way you do it is you pull them out from here. You start gesturing, and then you're like, no, that's not the, and
the
then
little bit of
and then then just in my case, that's when they're like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. And I'm like, let's take it easy, like
let's keep this on topic, please.
We're in a library. Let's not do this. Welcome to a new era, where the future meets the past. Finland is not real. Above and beyond.
Helen Keller was a fraud.
Beyond. It's never too early for Christmas. There's a new place.
Grandma always says you need a lemon tree.
And a new time. Temperature isn't real. Perhaps the right place.
I lost my penis in the early 90s.
Right place, then the right time. Discovery awaits. Right time. Right place, right time. Yeah. Well, for new and old viewers alike, we have a super sick new poster behind Miles here. People come to us for lots of different reasons. And we decided and pretty much figured out that, hey, you know what? Two of those major reasons are travel tips and
Rizz
game.
tips.
Yeah, Rizz tips.
Game is game.
I mean, shoot. Here's 2 in 1. You get both of them in the same mag. Look.
That's an incredible...
Want some advice? Ever talk to a girl? Neither have we. Subscribe for nuanced advice and tips.
Explore?
And then, discover new trips and destinations, all while upping your game. Sounds good to me.
Subscribe.
I would buy that mag.
Dude, I would read that all of the time. Especially because we got some 2 great-looking young men on the front.
Absolutely, yeah. Not minors, though. Just good-looking young men.
Good-looking young men. I don't know.
Just to clarify, that's all. Yeah. No,
don't know why that needed... I guess we do look a lot younger there. I do, for sure.
We do. We look different in all of these posters, man. I'm not going to be honest here.
Yeah, we don't look like the same people. That's like...
It's kind of crazy. Well,
it's the hope in the eyes. The life's still there. You got the light.
The happiness. No, it's
all gone.
It's just, how was your weekend, man?
The world's gotten to us. We're weighted down by...
You know what? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't even know how. I mean, these are almost a year ago, though. Almost. And we took these in January.
Wow.
So we're coming up on that.
Yeah, I think I also gained like 20 pounds since then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That suit will not fit me anymore.
Oh, really? This one?
Yeah.
Dang.
It was already small. I was wearing my brother's pants.
New suit time.
New suit time.
Yeah.
Oof.
So recently, this, the different backdrops and the outfits, I'm like getting, different like decade vibes and whatnot. And on TikTok, I've been seeing these slideshows that typically feature like 80s decadent apartments or like 80s luxury styles.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I'm like, now I've been looking I like architecture. I like good architecture. I think architecture is a dying creativity, dying creative pocket in our current state.
Yes,
the modern,
but also no. Here's what I think. So we have the current like millennial people who are the ones buying houses, flipping houses. Big mistake. If you're a millennial, don't flip a house. I can guarantee it's better before you flip it. And they're the ones doing the modern, boxy look, all that stuff. However, I think the Gen Zers have seen all this bland millennialness, and they're bringing it back to the 80s and the 70s.
They are.
That's what I've noticed. But they're still in school, and they haven't had an impact on actual architecture yet.
True.
But I'm pretty sure we're going to be the coming back of creativity.
And I think if that happens, that's a good thing. However, that is a reversion to an already existing style. What I'm saying is
something new.
Some new creative feature. We don't have it in architecture that I've seen.
I would agree, yeah.
Because all I've seen that's new is the modernistic
and
approach.
It sucks.
It's disgusting.
Look at this big...
It's so...
it's plain concrete cube with windows,
dude,
and some wooden highlights.
Yeah, I mean when you go see... Okay, not to sound... This is almost boomery. When you see like these cathedrals that were built by hand and stuff, not that we need to be building things like that necessarily.
But, we could.
But I'm saying you don't have to like do the extreme. I'm just saying a little bit of some creativity would be nice. Now, what I was going to say, where I was going with this was, I was going to ask you what your favorite architecture style is. Because here's the thing, man. I saw this thing. Okay, so there's this style. Have you ever seen? It's called Googie. Hold on. You would know it if you saw it.
Maybe.
It's like the style from, I guess, the 70s.
Is it like that Flintstone house type vibe that's right off of 280?
Oh no. It's like the slanted roof that's like a little bit futuristic.
Googie.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you some pictures real quick.
Pull up that Googie for me.
Yeah, Jason, put it on the screen real quick. We need some Googie architecture. Yeah.
Show me your Googie.
Uh-oh.
Let's see that Googie you got.
That might be a case.
Jason's not a minor.
That we know of. No, I'm joking. No, like this. Like this.
What?
Like this.
Like the 70s.
This. Yes.
Okay.
70s
I didn't know that was Googies. I just assumed that was like retro.
Right. I mean this is like an extreme, but it's like, Anyway.
That is so Googie. Wait, why is that? That's the what? That's
the Space Needle.
That's Googie?
I guess it's considered maybe per chance. Like this.
Or like the original In and Out.
Sure. Yes,
because
I guess that's
if you see like the pictures of the original In and Out building.
Yeah,
it's kind of Googie.
Okay.
Totally.
Googie is one of my favorites. I think.
I laugh, dude. I goog with the Googie.
I goog with the Googie.
I goog with the Googie, man.
Goog with the Googie.
Hashtag goog with the Googie.
That's sick. Yeah. Okay. So that to me, it's great because you have some creativity with almost a little hint of minimalism
and like fun. Yeah,
but fun.
There's a little bit of fun. I like that.
And to me, it's retro futuristic. It's cool.
Yeah.
Having said that, / I do like the 80s, the apartment styles, the house styles. I think they're cool.
Oh yeah.
You got. It's like, you know what it's okay. Here's how I could describe it, perchance. In pictures. A lot of times, you see things that are like almost like oversaturated.
Yes.
I feel like 80s house or apartment living style, not all the time, most times, it's almost like the equivalent of like an oversaturated picture. There's like so much going on, but it works. It looks sick.
Almost. I'd say that yes, but get rid of carpeted floors.
Oh no, bro. I love carpeted floors. I love it. It's
can't
great.
Stand it.
Okay.
I cannot stand it,
dude.
Maybe it's just because there's such a musty feel. Maybe okay. Every time I'm in a house that has that sort of style, love how it looks.
Yep.
But the carpet stinks. It's hard to breathe. Maybe it's just because it's actual old carpet.
Could be, or it's just bad like maintenance, upkeep.
Probably that too, but like, I'm just not a fan of carpet. Give me some nice hardwood floors.
Okay.
With a rug on top.
With a nice rug.
With a nice rug on top. You could even get to some of those Googie rugs, where it's like the fun shape with the bright colors.
Yeah.
Put that on a nice hardwood floor.
I like it.
I'm loving it.
Okay.
I shot this one penthouse.
Okay.
In the city that it was kind of like 80s-esque.
Yeah.
But a lot of raw material. A lot of wood. A lot of metal, a lot of brass.
See,
a lot of leather.
That is something.
I love that.
That is kind of.
That's kind
of the newer generation.
That's like a mix of the newer plus the 80s.
Yeah, but like, I feel the examples I've seen of that in modern architecture. Normally, they don't. It looks weird to me because they just take a piece of whatever this material is and then they just put it on a table.
Close.
That's how I've seen it.
But like, if you were to, I'd have to show you the photos.
Yeah.
Very, because it's like 80s, no carpet, more wood.
Okay.
But then with like, some of the brass hardware on the stuff.
Yeah.
They had like a sick leather booth in their kitchen.
Okay, that's
awesome. It was dope. Bring that back.
You used to have a booth in one of your old houses.
Corner booth, in front of my house. Yeah, it was a little nook.
I remember sitting. Nook. Yeah. That was awesome.
Classic.
I remember that. Yeah. So that's cool. Also, I'll take it even a little further, dude. Like late 60s, suburban house, like living rooms.
Ooh, are you talking about white picket fence type stuff?
Yes. Because that, you got shallow carpet, but like plain with enough pastel and
pastels?
Dude.
Go crazy.
I don't know if there's a hot take. I'm pro wallpaper, man. Bring back wallpaper.
Wallpaper was at the house at the penthouse that I shot. It was like this nice dark green with like some gold highlights on it. It looked sick.
Yeah.
I felt like I was some sort of adventurer. You know, like I'm going to sit down, smoke out of my pipe and read about like Atlantis or something.
Sure.
That's what this place, the vibe was giving me. I love it. I
was this close to putting wallpaper in here.
Like we should do it. We should talk about this, and for the next season or we bring back some Googie. Yes.
I goog with the Googie.
I goog with the Googie. We'll goog all over here, dude.
Oh, we're gonna goog everywhere.
We're googing everywhere.
The hand rub, that's crazy. What are we doing?
Oh, we be googing, trust me.
No. Okay, yeah, I like that. So I think those are great. I will finish off with and again, not to gatekeep, but the 90s, architecture style on this, more of the style,
more the funk,
not the architecture, but the style,
the more like the design.
Great
funk, yes,
yeah. Let's bring back some baggy clothes. I'm here for
people have been doing that.
I know.
I mean, I'm wearing a shirt that's like 2 sizes too big right now.
Yeah, that's like a 4X.
I did see I gained some weight.
Trying to double it. Yeah. I mean, dude, screw it, man. 1820s. I like their style too.
Let's go all the way back to the 10th century.
Bro, how about AD 50?
Bring some Roman. Let's bring back some aqueducts, bro. Let's bring the aqueducts back.
I gotta fix this for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, let's bring back the aqueducts. Why not, man?
But I love classic, like, Catholic Gothic style. Like the Notre Dame before it burnt down. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All of that sort of thing.
Yeah. That's a great tragedy of history.
It is.
You know what the worst one is? No. Don't give me that look, because when you give me that look, now I start thinking things that I shouldn't be thinking. I was going to say the burning of the Library of Alexandria.
Dude, could
losing 8,000 documents or scrolls of information that we'll never know.
You want to get a little bit in there? Conspiratorial?
Oh, what? Same people burned down Maui. that burned down Alexandria, yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay.
We'll have to make some stuff up to connect those.
Okay.
But I was going to say, how much lost technology do you think is out there?
Oh.
Let's talk about lost technology, because there's a lot of people who are trying to say, like, the pyramids were built by some high-tech aliens. Mm-hmm. Why not just real aliens. High-tech humans?
Yeah.
That's so much more fun.
So I actually, it's not aliens.
It's just we were so smart back then.
Very confidently believe that and again, we can't fathom this, you and I, but I think that we did have somehow more advanced technology then than we do now. I just don't know how.
I mean,
not even electronic.
I would love to agree to it. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that we found some like old clay, like bottles, baskets, whatever you want to call it, that were built almost as if they were big batteries, right? They had like the anode, the cathode sort of thing, and like the metals that looked like they would be batteries. And then
crazy.
There's that one. I love thinking about it. I have no clue how like ground this is. Yeah. But it would just be so much cooler if that was the case.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, I mean, currently, if we were to go through some crazy sort of apocalyptic anything, all of our actual technological advancements, no one would be able to know. all of the internet, all of
Oh,
any
sure.
of this stuff, no
Yeah,
one
yeah.
would be able to figure out how to use.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Right?
So then it's like, what was the ground? So was the burning of the library? Did that become the ground zero that then like humanity started again from there?
I don't know if it was the ground
Right?
zero,
'Cause it's like-
because I'm assuming that we had lost technology before that, because like ancient Egypt.
Sure.
But they probably knew about that and wrote about it in there's so much history that we don't know that was burned down.
I know, and that's like the biggest tragedy. Like there are things we'll never.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
that's kinda
like
crazy.
all of the advancements that we've made in the past, let's even say like 100 years.
Yep.
If we go through something where we have to start over, like wipe clean, no one's going to be able to know what to do with all this information. And if anything, they're going to have no clue how we've done half the stuff that we did.
Yeah, and it would be almost even harder, right? Imagine, let's just say this did happen, this apocalyptic thing, and there was one survivor for the next generation. How do you even convey?
You wouldn't be able to. Maybe you could use like, oh, my phone, I could charge it still with like a generator.
It's like the idea of a time traveler who knows what happens, but like you almost can't explain it because they wouldn't believe. Like if telling the internet to people who don't even know what a smartphone or a computer is, they'd be like,
or like
"What are you?"
Morse code. They would not comprehend.
Yeah, that is pretty trippy.
And here's it would only take a few generations, because let's say everyone survives, but like the Walking Dead zombie apocalypse type thing, the infrastructure goes.
Yep.
How many generations until all of the technological advancements that we've made are useless? Cars, after like 2 generations, no one's going to know how to work on a car. And even if you
like
do
the
know how to use it,
mechanical,
you're not going to have the parts or the knowledge.
Yep.
Right? So you're just going to stop using it.
Yeah.
And then to another generation, they're not even going to know what cars are. They're going to see this. Whoa, what the hell was this?
Yeah.
It only takes a few generations and lack of infrastructure for everything to go under, and then no one to know how advanced we were.
Yeah. And what's crazy to me, cars to me seem like, okay, you take a car, like people in my head, if they wouldn't be able to remake the car because they'd be like, okay, we don't know what to do. But I think they would come up with an equivalent because
they probably would, but they'd have to do it from the ground up.
No, of course. But I'm saying because there's always going to be like ambition to like get places. So they'll figure that out. The difference to me between that and something like a smartphone is like form of communication was always going to evolve.
Yeah.
However, a smartphone is such a deviation from just a method of talking to someone across the world, because a smartphone's like a computer.
Yeah.
So that's not even necessary. That's where that get not confusing, but it's so extra. Excuse me. A car is like you're trying to get from here to there faster. How can we do that?
But that would be just horses. I mean, look what happened throughout all of history. It took forever to get to cars.
It did. And then, then you got Henry Ford, though. Man was a smart cookie. That would be kind of trippy. I mean, dude, imagine explaining dating apps to these folk. You're like, bro,
you
listen,
got this
dude.
thing in your hand.
Dog. Okay, you hold this bright thing. I know you saw that one girl. She was very...
It shows you images of women.
What? Yes. And, like, you can like them.
And they would know. And you could communicate with this woman.
And you can like up to 10 a day. But if you pay some money to the people who own that, you can like more.
See, that just sounds like some sort of myth. That people would say like, oh, my grandpa's remembering about the days where he would use a light box to see women. That sounds like something.
Yes, bro. And then it's like, hey, he called it like Rizz or something. That's how he explained it. Your friend's like, dude, your grandpa's weird.
It's gonna go down in history as like, the Rizz, the
Rizz
the
box.
Lightbox of Rizz.
The Lightbox of Rizz.
And that's how we don't know anything about history if we think about it like that.
And then you can totally go out. You're like, not only could you like these women, you could hold the Lightbox up to capture how you look, and you could
send that
pose
to the women,
and then you can send it to the women.
Let me tell you about Snapchat filters.
Snapchat.
So you would take that image of yourself, and it would make you look silly. Like, what the hell?
Like how silly how?
Like it put it like dog ears. It's like a dog tongue.
Why would it put a dog? Don't ask. It just was. Or like Barbie, when that movie came out, you could look like Ken. It's like, what is Barbie?
By the way,
we have a lot.
He was literally me.
Just deviate into. Okay, then there was this guy Ryan Gosling.
Dude, they think we were worshiping that guy.
I've seen that. See, those are the funny TikToks. Are like historians in 250 years who are going to have to listen to these abysmal TikTok sounds to study history. But it's kind of true.
They're not going to have to listen to it because
How would they even
It's all going to be gone.
Oh, because this thing's going to happen.
Something's going to happen. I mean, dude, were you the government a few weeks ago or like months ago? We're talking about this solar flare is going to knock out the internet for a few weeks, and it never happened because nobody paid any attention to it.
You're going to get conspiratorial here, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that like something like that's probably going to happen eventually.
Like an EMP.
Like a huge EMP.
Yeah, I think
like
so
a
too.
Giant solar flare, wipe everything out, and then historians are going to have to listen to every TikTok sound.
You don't think we're advanced enough now that we've like kept things not only on hard drives but USBs and so many backups?
USBs don't last for like more than 5 years. Hard drives, they are
not like ours, but like companies and governmental.
Maybe,
like,
but I mean,
the
something
NSA
goes off.
Yeah,
that could mess up.
Sure.
I mean, like you would need
a hard drive though.
For a hard drive, yeah, but those are weak to like electromagnetic changes. So you'd have to put that, like the Corridor crew, I always talk about them. I love them. They scanned themselves, made 3D models of themselves, put it onto a hard drive, put that hard drive in a microwave because that'll protect it from like EMPs, and then buried that in like a cement box. So like that's going to be safe. But the thing is, in the future, how are people going to know what a hard drive is and how to read the information on it?
Labeled hard drive. With information on it.
They drew pictures. They attached like the thing that'll allow you to connect to a computer.
Yeah.
And then they drew in like easy steps just in case the language changes, how to like attach it and read what's on it.
This would be such a fun social experiment, is to do what we're saying, but we'd have to find someone who doesn't know anything about civilization. Cue Africa. No, I'm kidding. Cue a place. Oh, that one island that's literally like untouched.
Oh yeah. Let's go touch them.
I like where your head's at. Hell yeah. Yes, let's go touch them. No, it's crazy. Like you've seen like when there was like a helicopter that flew by and they like threw spears at it. How do you even think that they perceived that? They don't know what that is.
Oh, have you heard about?
That's crazy.
What are they called? I think they're called like cargo tribes, cargo god, like these untouched tribes during like World War II or something.
Cargo? Yeah, I hope it does. Sorry, continue.
And basically, the United States, they would set up bases on these islands, like, touch and go.
Yep.
So they would have airstrips. They would have some military personnel on there. And these tribes would look from a distance. They were too scared to approach. They would see these white men and planes showing up, dropping off cargo, food, stuff. And internally, they made up some lore about like how the gods of the island were sending things for the tribesmen, but the white man was stealing it. So a lot of these like islands and stuff, they would build fake planes out of like sticks and whatever to look like a plane. They would have a fake landing strip and like fake antenna to think that that's what would summon the gods to send cargo.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's just like a hint of them seeing modern technology, and then they're great storytellers though. Goes crazy.
Yeah, that's what it's trippy, like how they perceive it. I mean, talking about ancient technology, dude. I mean, well, who was it? I think Galileo drew Michelangelo drew a helicopter. No, Galileo did. I believe it was Galileo who drew that. Yes.
Galileo was the guy with the...
No, I know who he was, but I'm saying
I don't think he did it. That was Da Vinci. Da Vinci was the one who drew all of the stuff.
No, I know. Maybe he was.
But
it was like a helicopter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Da Vinci, because Da Vinci was the weird one who like would dissect people, and then he did the man in the circle and the square. He was the one with the sketches. Michelangelo, Da Vinci was the one with the sketches and the helicopter and like the tank.
Yeah, You know, he has a really. Now I'm gonna have to look this up. He has a really sad, like his like last words. Have you ever seen that? No, I mean serious. Like his last quote was, "I have offended God and mankind because my work did not reach the quality it should have." Those were his last words.
That's sad.
It's kind of
damn, bro. You gotta like be.
You're like, bro, you were.
You did a lot. You know?
were good, bro.
Be proud. Be proud. You did a good amount.
Yeah. So that was that.
You got like flat Earth people, which is like, that's not what Da Vinci died for,
bro.
But they do got some pretty sick lore, though. They got some sick lore.
They do, but I'm not gonna go into this. It's so stupid, though.
Yeah, I wish
I've seen these TikToks this week. I saw a bunch of them.
I've seen
my friends
too.
I can't understand for the life of me. How do they? We already literally in one of our videos we talked about this. How do they call these photos from NASA of space and Earth CG, fake? The moon landing footage is fake, blah blah blah. But then they believe these maps outside the ice wall where you have Asgard and Eden and New Tardis or something, and Atlantis.
We are in literal Middle Earth. That's why it's called, because we're in the center. And then outside the ice wall, you have all of these mystical places.
Here's my question, bud. Where'd that map come from?
Yeah.
Why do you believe this digital map, but you don't believe this picture of space?
I mean, I want to believe it just because it's so cool. Obviously,
make sense.
I know, but it would.
They won't let you pass the ice wall.
How cool would it be if there really was like a world out there?
Yeah, of course it'd be cool, but it doesn't
cool.
work. It doesn't even make sense. It's impossible. Yeah. And the arguments, I genuinely, truthfully would love to meet a flat earther because I would actually like to have a conversation. I try to understand perspectives. I can't. All the arguments I've heard.
They all
make
move the goalpost too, which is
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
Like they have like different things that are like, oh, this is a dunk on you round earthers.
Globers.
On you globers.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a dunk on you globers.
Hey, I'm
but
a
then
glober.
You're like, oh, I'm a glober too.
I like both of them too.
Both of them.
Continue.
We be goobin.
Googin.
We be googin all over the globe.
Oh, no.
But they're like, oh, this proves that the globe is incorrect. And you're like, well, first of all, no. Second of all, that disproves your other like thought of how like they think that rainbows are circles because of the dome.
Oh yeah.
That's over. They're like, see, the light goes through the dome, and because the dome is a curve, it makes it a circle like a rainbow.
Course.
And you're like, okay. But I thought the sun was inside the dome.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. Because that's what they think. They think it's a local sun on the inside of the dome.
Which is insane.
You're like, okay, you could think that, but then you can't say that it's the dome that makes the... That doesn't make sense, because where's the sun on the outside of the inside of the dome?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not there.
Get domed.
I'd love to ask them how they think seasons work on a flat Earth, because seasons, they wouldn't happen how they happen currently if the Earth was flat. It just wouldn't. I would also love to ask them what they think about eclipses, because a lunar eclipse doesn't work with a flat Earth.
Also, like, just the sun being a local sun doesn't work, because if it's a ball, which they are admitting it is, it wouldn't only illuminate what's underneath it. It would illuminate everywhere because the light's emitting from every side of the sun. I keep knocking that over.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. They would never
They're like, no, it's like a spotlight shining down on the earth, and then the dark spots is the night. It's like, yeah, but if it's a sphere,
because
it's shining everywhere.
That mindset would submit to the idea almost that like the sun and the moon like orbit the earth. Which brings us back to a geocentric theory, which was disproven long ago. That, I mean, I could go off on them for hours, but I won't. Completely related. I watched La La Land for the first time.
Yes.
So, here's, okay, yeah, it was really good.
It's one of the best.
It was pretty great.
Oh.
For a minute on Letterboxd, I had it at a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I figured, okay, a 9. That's like pretty solid. I don't really give 5s out too easily. Yeah. The only few I can think of off the top of my head are like Ford vs. Ferrari, which was really great.
It is a great movie.
Interstellar, which is impeccable.
Would have been better if it was about a flat Earth.
Shut the hell. Anyway, in that vein. But I think it's fair to give it a 5.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
It's so good.
It's really good. And the ending is
It gets you.
It's still sad, but it's almost necessary.
Yeah.
It's like the embodiment of, some of the people have that phrase in the dating sphere, which I don't know if I can believe very much, but in this case it's true, which is right people, wrong time. That's it. Like that, I don't know that
I can't agree with it.
Can be a thing. However, if anything's going to embody that, it's these two characters, because, I mean, they seem like soulmates.
They do.
But it kind of is the wrong time, because if he went to Paris with her, he couldn't open up Seb's. But if she stayed, she couldn't act in her thing. But if they had waited, maybe? I don't know. I'm just saying that ending was insane.
She's the one who got married. He didn't. So
it's true. As soon as it said 5 years later, I was like, what? I'm not a big fan of time jumps. I said, first thought when I saw her car pull up, which I kind of figured it was going to be her, I said, I want to see her finger. Saw a ring. I said, now I want to see his. And showed him playing piano. No ring. I said, I knew it. And then
he stayed true.
The whole what if sequence when she sits down and he's and then it goes into the whole thing. That was crazy.
It was crazy. And during the what if sequence, they were so close together. And then when it came back to reality, her and her husband were so distant and like.
Yep. And he didn't play the last note. I don't know if you caught that. In the Mia and Sebastian's theme, he didn't play the final note. Could that be unfinished on purpose?
Unfinished business.
And then the look they exchange as she walks out. They know, man.
Get married. It's her fault.
She definitely. Well, yeah.
It's her fault.
It's pretty. Yeah, that was a good movie. And I don't like musicals normally. I don't. I typically don't. This one was great.
What about Les Mis with Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe?
Good acting, but not like on my list of anything.
I really like that movie. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a classic story.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, like, I didn't like Greatest Showman that much.
Yeah, no, Greatest Showman was...
I don't even know, like... Yeah, I don't know. But I don't typically like musicals.
Yeah, I would agree. They're all right, but they're not like...
And like when
La La Land is...
And like when it starts, like on the freeway with this musical, I'm like, okay, where are we going? But I didn't judge it. I was just okay, what are we doing?
You gotta ride through it.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing here? And then I see, like they're in their car and she's honking. I'm like, or he's honking. I'm like, okay, let's get started. Now Ryan Gosling,
best guy.
Like to see yourself in a film, it's kind of crazy.
He never misses.
No, like that's what I came to say is that I've yet to see a performance, and I'm not trying to do the meme.
And he crosses
but like
genres too.
Yeah, have you seen The Nice Guys with him and Russell Crowe?
No, not yet. I have not seen that yet.
Oh, I've
been going through the Mission Impossible movies instead.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. So you just watched Mission Impossible for the first time?
1 and 2, yes.
It's also a big
incredible.
Deal. Yep.
2, different, very obviously directed by a Hong Kong director. I mean, it's John Woo, a classic, but it did not feel
John Woohoo.
It did not feel at all like Mission Impossible. Sure. It was so like dramatic. It felt like the romance between him and that other and the girl was so like soap opera.
Yeah.
It was so soap opera, and it was fun. The villain was so villainous for no reason because he was supposed to be an agent who just was like, oh, I'm gonna make a quick buck on the side with this like virus thing, but he really was just like evil through and through.
Oh yeah,
for no reason.
Just an evil person.
But I thought like he was apparently one of their best agents until like last month, so I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
But the action was great. Just again, not what I expect from Mission Impossible. I'm excited to see the next one though.
Yeah, 3. You're gonna like 3. 3's pretty great. Yeah, those are both. I mean, I think those are both 2 big first times.
I like the first one so much better than the second one. But yeah.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna be honest. I've only ever had this feeling. Genuinely, I think in my remembrance, a couple times where I finished the movie.
Changes your life.
Well, okay.
Changes your outlook.
I'm not gonna say that, but I'm like, okay. For the first minute, I was like, that was pretty good. Then I'm like pondering it more. And I'm like, no, that was like really good.
Yeah.
And the only there's only been a few movies I've seen where I thought seriously like
where it took you a second to like sink into it and be like, wow, that was actually really good.
Yes, in that I actually almost wish I still haven't seen it yet. Because there's Jason actually pushed me pretty hard to watch this.
Oh.
Now, I'm not going to say that he put me onto it. It's been on my list, but he loves it.
He sped up your process.
He sped up the process.
Yeah.
And he kept telling me like, bro, you got to check it out. It's like one of his, I think it's one of his top 3.
Wow.
So he loves it. So I'm
Jason
like, all right.
is a man of taste.
He's a man of taste. Yeah. Great taste. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Finally, I'm going to do it. And I was texting him after I watched it, right? And he kept saying, he was like, bro, I wish I could see it for the first time. And I was like, yeah, like that's an interesting sentiment because like at least that means that something made you feel happy enough that you're like, I want to experience that again for the first time.
Yeah.
I've only ever felt that with Interstellar because, I mean, dude, that movie is like, that's a groundbreaking movie.
That is an incredible movie.
So Interstellar, for different reasons, like Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man No Way Home, just because of the hype. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You finally, like that. But yeah, very like
the
unmatched.
solution to that is to watch it again with somebody who hasn't, but like you have to be right there with them because I've had that
see the
experience
reactions,
with like Breaking Bad. There's some other shows, movies I can't think of. Oh yeah, Snowpiercer.
Okay, yeah,
such a good movie. The Raid, love that movie. So yeah, you get someone who doesn't know, you sit them down.
Yeah.
Watch this, and then you watch them. You see that, and then you can like relive it through them, and it's so great. Because like if you watch it on your own, it's so like it's not as fun. But when you have someone else that you could like
you like vicariously
experience it again, the hype is insane.
Yeah, I've done that with some other things, like not this, but I've done that with Game of Thrones with one of my friends for like a certain episode.
Yeah,
which you haven't watched that show.
No.
Okay, I won't say which one.
We're gonna watch The Raid together. That way I can live vicariously through you and watch that again because my goodness is that movie good.
Okay.
I gotta text my brother actually because me and him were trying to get our friend to watch Snowpiercer, but we forgot. We were like, what movie? What we were talking about that we wanted. So Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer's good. Yeah.
Incredible movie.
Yeah. It kind of is. I'm gonna be honest. It's a fascinating feeling though. It's like the same feeling of like what. You watch South Park at all?
I've seen some clips. I don't know why I'm so yawny today.
You're a little tired. Do you need a shot of? Do you want some of my Red Bull? I have some Red Bull over there.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll just pound something when I get home. I'll pound I think I never finished my Rockstar. That might be the issue.
You're gonna pound something?
I'm gonna pound something and then I'm gonna Goog.
All over the globes.
Yeah, I'm gonna Goog all over the globe once I pound something when I get home.
So South Park.
yeah.
There's this character Butters, and he's like kind of like this little kid.
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
Okay. He's kind of like, I mean, he's common. Oftentimes, he's like, like a joke, kind of butt of a joke kind of character. But it's so funny because he had this like really good, I think, perspective and take. There's this one episode where he really likes this waitress who works at the equivalent of like Hooters, and he thinks that they're like dating, and they're not, of course, right? But then when he finds out that she's just like a waitress who flirts with like every guy, he thinks that they are like breaking up, and he like goes and he's like crying, and I forget what. I think it's Stan or someone says something to him about like being sad or something about breaking up.
I think I've
seen this. And he's like, yeah, but that means that I was like happy enough for this to have had like something like had this impact. And I was like, that's kind of true though.
Have you ever like watched
think about
a movie or heard something that just hyped you up so much that you were like on the verge of like, you were like emotional? Because like
just like hearing
or like watching a movie and then you were just seeing like the accumulation of everything else and you're like, wow, this is it.
Yeah, I mean like certain scenes I kind of correlate with things like that.
Yeah, usually it's like at the end of the show when everything's coming together, or
like when Walt was like, Jesse, we broke bad, and then it all
and then you're like, it's happening.
It's happening.
Or stuff like that where it's not necessarily like a bad ending, but it's just like you see the accumulation. You're like, this is what we've been working towards, and you're like, wow, this is, and now it's all coming to an end, and that's that all kind of hits you,
bro.
And then you're like, wow.
Captain America saying Avengers Assemble.
Dude, that entire thing. And
that was the portals.
The portals.
That was 10 years worth of buildup.
That was like, I felt something deep down. I was like, this is
it.
This is it. This
like,
is the moment.
This is it. Like, yeah, you know, this exact moment is like, this is the finale.
This is the moment.
Like, the one. That was
crazy. Yeah, that was one of the moments that I was like, wow, dude.
Yeah. I mean, there are some lines that have stuck with me that maybe don't symbolize like the specific ending or something of something. But like, I mean, yeah, dude, like, I mean, I don't know, like Ford versus Ferrari, Ken Miles when he crashes, right, and he dies.
But that's just sad.
No.
That's sad.
So that happens. And then when Shelby is parked outside his house, you know, and his son comes biking up, and his son's like, you know, he's talking about his dad. He's like, your father was, and then the boy's like,
yeah,
your friend, and he's like, and he starts tearing up, and you're like, dude, like, because this was real.
Yeah.
You think about Interstellar when Murph says no parent should have to see their child die. Like, go.
That always makes
like,
you think
stuff
of Lord
like
of the
that.
Rings, because that one,
yeah.
King Theoden, you know, no parent should have to bury their child.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is also one of those where you see the accumulation of everything, and you're like,
yep.
This is what I'm here for.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
the scene. Do you remember the scene at the end of the Lord of the Rings, where the elves are taking Bilbo and Frodo over the lake to wherever, and then he's saying his goodbye to Sam, and then he hands him the book, and he says, "It's time for you to." Oh.
Yep. Yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the feeling.
Yeah. I mean, dude, and sometimes it happens in multiple ways.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if you think about, well, again, I was going to say something from Game of Thrones. There's, you know, there are a few moments from that show that are really great in terms of this kinds of feeling.
Yeah.
I think in Breaking Bad, you have a couple moments.
Those are mostly negative.
They are. But the
negative.
scene where he talks with Skylar finally at the end where he's like, no, I did it for me. That's a big one too, because he's finally admitting. He's like, hey, no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I was good at it.
I was good. Like, that's a good scene.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's, you kind of, so I think, yeah, man, now I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but, yeah. Make sure y'all subscribe for more travel and Rizz tips.